Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
We're live, baby.
Welcome back to the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. Same crew as always, me, T-Gotch-Q, and Matt. I think we are now less than 42 days from the start of the season. Either way, crunch time for draft preparation. It is football season. It's mock season, mock draft season. Football is back. So for today's episode, we will be wrapping up the AFC East for our second to last division.
Breaking
down the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins. You guys loves it the most. Repping the Fins right now,
Right.
Looking good.
How you gonna say that? And you got
Shout out Tommy.
Shout them out.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
But before we get into the Jets and the Dolphins, let's start with Julio Jones. Tampa Bay Bucks went ahead and added the old man. What does this do to the Bucks wide receiver core? Who does this affect the most? What do you guys think?
Definitely affects
Sorry.
Russell Gage the most, which really sucks. Mike
Sad.
Evans, not at all. Godwin, not at all. I think Brady's just like, bro, you deserve a ring. And like, that's it. I think that's really it. I think his max is like 45 receptions, like 500 yards, like 2 touchdowns. Absolute ceiling. No, not
way.
Touchdowns, max.
45
Yes, bro.
catches
Yes.
max.
Yes.
We're not going to act like he's a nobody.
I'm not acting like he's nobody, but I am acting like he's washed.
Very
Yeah, he's
fast.
definitely washed, bro. He's old as dirt.
But we see what I mean. I can compare him to AB because he has the same skill as AB. He just has the hamstring
AB
problem. But
was younger though.
at 80% of Julio Jones, and he plays the entire season, 80% of whatever he is now, that's a top 30 receiver. No Gronk. And if Godwin misses any part of the season with the injury, he's going to be relevant the beginning, definitely.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
buying it.
He averaged 12 points last season, every game he played in like an offense that has Ryan Tannehill and runs the ball more than anyone. He's going to be no Gronk, so he's going to be the biggest red
He was
zone threat.
also
I mean,
basically
besides
the
Mike
wide
Evans,
receiver 1 all year because AJ Brown was dealing with injury.
he's going to be good. He's going to be relevant, and he's going to be top 30. He's going to be top 30.
You're
I mean, it's
insane.
possible.
Huge bold take.
They're not even on the NFC North or
Russell
South.
Gage still finishing over him.
No way.
Yeah, he is.
It's definitely possible, but I don't think it's plausible. I don't know.
It's a
I'm
big
not
word
feeling
for
it
a little
personally.
She's using a lot of words.
He
I
is.
do think Julio obviously was added because of Brady. Brady had to have had some saying. So Brady's going to try and get him the ball in situations. I think Brady may try to use him in the red zone more, like than he was used in Atlanta. Like that's where I would want to see Julio used. I mean, he is a big body wide receiver. Like I don't know why he was never a
Like
big
he's
touchdown
never
guy.
done that. Like
I know, and I'm like, maybe Brady's trying to do that. Maybe he's trying to have Mike Evans and Julio on both sides to replace
Twin
maybe Gronk in the
Towers.
red zone. I don't know, but I would agree with T-Gods. I think it affects Gage the most, and I think he's at best Julio's going to be like top 40, and that's like
Maybe.
peak. That's like peak. Like I just can't. If I'm targeting Julio, I'm targeting him.
That's
as, like,
him
my
having a
wide
good
receiver
year.
6.
He's
Flyer.
finishing over DeAndre Hopkins.
I'll
6
take
games
D-Hop
missed.
missing 6 games and finishing over Julio.
No way.
He's
gonna
for a
get-
second. I like literally like I was like I forgot
Yeah.
he's suspended. I was like, what are you saying right now?
Julio Jones is going to get the third
Q, I'll
best
put money on
cornerback covering because Godwin, I guess you could say, is better than him right now. So
He is.
I'm taking Julio against the third cornerback over DeAndre Hopkins missing 6 games for the entire season.
Julio will have like 3 to 4 games max this year where he's like 15 plus fantasy points. And that would be like just like random games where you're like, oh my God, I should have started Julio.
Imagine
If
if it comes-
he's gonna have 2.
If it comes week 1, the internet will
Good.
explode.
The internet will explode if he goes off week 1.
it did explode
South-
that one year when we couldn't look at our fantasy scores all day.
Yeah.
that
was
was
terrible.
crazy.
That was crazy.
I think that happened like 2 years in a row. Like the app was just they weren't on top of it.
Q, Julio
Sleeper.
or Christian Kirk?
Christian.
Kirk, yeah,
Julio or DJ Chark?
Julio.
I'll take Chark.
I'm taking Chark. Julio or Alan Lazard?
Julio.
I'll take Lazard.
Q,
Still taking
Q, 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 Q. Julio or Russell Gage?
Julio. I think there's
taking
more
Gage
opportunity
there.
for Julio.
Julio or Cooper Cup?
Julio.
All right, one more. Julio or
I know-
Devontae Parker.
I
Hughes,
they're
maybe.
gonna say Devontae Smith.
Julio.
No,
I'll take
Julio.
Julio. I never want to see Devontae Parker.
I'd take
on my
Julio
team.
over Devontae Parker. I think that's fair.
They both have the same risk.
Julio
I'd-
or Jahan Dotson.
Julio, get the fuck out of here. The
I'm taking Dotson all day.
most pass heavy offense. Tom Brady, we saw him go insane throwing the ball.
All right,
And
so
now
he
they've
probably
Julio
has
Jones.
Julio around wide receiver 45 if you had to rank him.
And if I had to re-rank Michael Thomas, which is news we're not going to talk about, I guess
We could talk
I'd
about
put
it.
him top. No, because this has already gone on too long, I think. Then I would put him inside the top 20,
Okay.
maybe
I'd
20.
move him up, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd push him all the way up there.
I put
Put him around 25.
Yeah, 25, 30-ish.
I'm still nervous. Like he's still Ben Simmons to me at the NFL.
Stop.
Ben Simmons could practice, but he never came back on the court.
But at one point, there was never one point where Ben Simmons was the best.
Well, yeah. I'm not trying to say that. Just trying to say injured and then disappeared and then social media and whatever. All right. Let's move on. Let's get into the New York Jets.
That conversation be maybe more interesting than the Jets.
Yeah, exactly. Starting with QB1 Zack Wilson, he had a putrid first season, to say the least, throwing 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Did miss a few games injured, but still pretty bad. Do we see a second-year breakout possible with the weapons added, or more of the same?
Oh,
I
bro.
think-
Same.
I think
He's
we'll look
done
at
Closer
him.
to more of the same than a breakout.
Yeah.
100%.
He might be like Tua last year, where like you could fill him in for a bye week, but even then, like you're not feeling too great about it. And usually he didn't perform, so that's
I don't
probably what
trust
it'll be.
Zach Wilson.
I believe
Unless-
in him
not even with
slightly.
your mom's best friend.
That's biased.
It might be a little biased. But like I think there's still a chance that he could break out with the weapons he has now, a better offensive line and a better run game behind him. But I don't think he's going to be a breakout. Like I don't think he's going to be like a top 15 quarterback for fantasy, but I do think he could have a decent season. Like Mac Jones finished QB 18 last year. I wouldn't be shocked if Zack Wilson put up like a 18 to 20 QB range, looked a little bit better, threw a few more touchdowns compared to how bad last season was.
I
I don't
think
think he's going to have a train wreck of a season again.
9
finish
touchdowns
over
is
Mac.
bad.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
There are a few
Horrible.
quarterbacks
That's
that did not
one
throw a
every
lot.
2 games, basically.
That is does that include rushing? Did he have any rushing?
Hold system processing.
Either way,
Yeah,
it's
I could
still
throw more
bad.
touchdowns than that.
I could easily throw more touchdowns than that.
Yeah, he threw 9 touchdowns. Rushing, he had 4 rushing touchdowns. Look at that.
Oh my god, he's
Running
cracked.
back.
He's
He's cracked.
cracked.
13 touchdowns.
Chalk Brees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
I mean, if you're looking at a comparison, Zack Wilson had played in 13 games, had 13 touchdowns, 11 picks. Justin Fields played in 12 games, had 9 total touchdowns and 10 picks. So he wasn't like the worst of the worst. Like he was right in that bottom tier though. Like it was a bad season across the board for rookies. So we'll see if he can bounce back.
Besides
Davis
Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Davis
Mafia.
Mills.
Let's move on to the running backs. Michael Carter looked pretty good, posting 7 games of 10 plus fantasy points on a pretty incompetent offense. And he did miss a couple games, so he was pretty solid last year. But this year, the Jets also added rookie Breece Hall, first running back taken in the draft as a whole in the 2nd round. And it seems like they want him to be the workhorse here. Who do you prefer at their current ADP? Breece Hall going at RB21, 43rd overall, or Michael Carter, RB38, 102nd overall?
I'll
Brees.
take the workhorse all day.
This team already isn't as good, or yeah, it's not good as is. So why would you take the backup running back? And for what it's worth, they do still have Ty Johnson and Tevin Coleman when he's
Mhm,
healthy. So
mhm.
I feel like Michael Carter will just get mixed in with the rest of the guys, and Brees Hall will just be the guy.
Yeah, don't hate on Tevin Coleman.
No,
Alright,
I like
wait.
Tevin Coleman, but
Wait. Michael Carter's not mixing in with the rest of those bums. It's going to be
Okay,
a 1-2 punch.
but-
Yeah.
no,
Those
it's
guys are
gonna be-
bums. Ty Johnson probably should be like in the XFL.
Stop. He was relevant
Oh my
last year.
God.
Ty
That
Johnson.
was harsh.
He was just not good anywhere he's played. Michael Carter showed some flashes last year where he was actually pretty solid.
With
I mean,
Mike White
I'm-
only.
There's no way they just like have Michael Carter back there as an afterthought.
Yeah, like he was
He's
still a
gonna
very
be involved.
solid running back. I think he's going to be involved. I think he's going to be more of like 10 to 12 touches. Brees is still going to be the workhorse. I still would also take Brees at their current ADP, preferably just because RB21 overall, like that's still pretty late for a running back that could finish top 12. We usually see a rookie finish top 12 pretty much each of the last 10 years. Brees is the heavy favorite to do so, aside from Kenneth Walker, who is technically the
ETN.
backup right now. And
ETN.
ETN's not a rookie, so
Technically, he's like Ben
kind of a
Simmons.
rookie.
Second
He's
Ben
like Ben
Simmons
Simmons.
Everybody's
reference.
Ben Simmons.
Second
Yo,
Simmons.
Y'all really believe in Brees though?
No, I
Like
don't-
truly?
I don't know if I'm fully sold, but at his ADP for a rookie, like at that point, I'll take that risk.
I don't think I'll take that risk. I just don't. I'm
I'm
not
taking it.
interested in like a Jets running back. I'm just not. And I
So you
don't know if
prefer
I should
Carter?
feel wrong. No, I prefer neither. But like, am I wrong for feeling like this? Like I don't
No.
want a Jets running back on my team.
I
Like,
agree
there's
with you, T.
no shot.
They have a good line, so
Their line has gotten better, so that's the only thing that's really pushing me
Yeah, but
towards like
defenses aren't going to be scared of Zack Wilson. So they're going to be able to stack the box on occasion. And if that's the case, you can have the greatest offensive line ever. But if they're sending 7-8 defenders at you, you can't block all of them.
True, very true. He's definitely going to have some tough time running it, but I think pure volume, like they're going to need to get Brees the ball if they're going to want to win any games, or
Yeah.
just either of them the ball, running back the ball, because obviously they're not going to win if Zack Wilson is throwing 50 times a game.
Oh,
So-
my God.
I hope not.
He'll throw
We'll see.
8 picks.
I think RB21 is not a bad spot for him, and RB38. If Brees gets up towards like RB15, I'm probably staying away. Like it's going to be way too high for me, and that you could easily see that happening over the next month as a preseason game comes out and Brees breaks a 50-yard run. His ADP is
Yep.
going to skyrocket. So something to keep an eye on. But as they currently stand, I like where both of them are going. I would take both. I wouldn't love it, but I do. All right. We'll talk about the 3 wide receivers on this team in a second, but they did also add a tight end, CJ Uzomah,
Mm-hmm.
49 catches last year in a very crowded offense with T. Higgins, obviously, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. Does he have any value on this Jets squad?
No.
Mm.
When
No,
was
it-
the last relevant Jets tight end? Chris Herndon. Well, he was
He was
supposed
not
to be
even
good.
relevant.
He was supposed to be good.
He was fake relevant.
He was.
He was very fake relevant. I don't even know when their last.
I don't like CJ Uzomah.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch him either. I think he's undraftable, personally.
Yeah,
By week one
definitely.
at best. All right, let's move on to the wide receivers. More important part of this because they actually might have some value this year. Also, let's do some cap or no cap with them. First one here, Elijah Moore should be a lock for a top 30 wide receiver after averaging 17.9 points per game from weeks 7 to 13 last season. Cap or no cap?
Cap.
No cap.
Cap. Bro, there's
I'm gonna say
no
cap.
there's no lock in a Jets offense. Like there's not, bro. He's like I'm not like locking in he's gonna be top 30. Like, no thank you. It's
But
still
he
the
was
Jets.
good last year.
Like I'm happy
I'd-
for him. I
I'd
think
say
he's a
he
good
finishes top
player.
30.
I think he's good, but like bro, like I just don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone in this offense at all.
Yeah. I mean, his numbers were crazy from that streak, and he was injured for like the majority of the rest of the season. So he easily could have been a top 30 wide receiver last year if he didn't get hurt and miss half the season, essentially.
He had COVID.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had COVID, and then from weeks 14 through 18, I think he was hurt. I'm not 100% sure.
I forgot
he missed-
COVID was a thing.
COVID sucked.
It still
COVID
sucks.
does suck.
Either way, Elijah Moore, I'm going to say cap also. I think he's right outside the top 30 for me right now. I don't think it's a lock because there's other mouths to feed on this offense.
I think he'll just make it, but
Agreed.
it's not as comfortable because of the next guy we're going to talk about.
Precisely. I think next one here is Q hinted at. Garrett Wilson is also going to be heavily involved here and should be considered a top 35 wide receiver. Cap or no cap?
Cat.
Cap.
I think he's going to be involved heavily, but top 35, that's a stretch.
Yeah, maybe one will finish top
think-
35, but there's no way 2 Jets wide receivers finish top
And
20.
I
No
think if
shot.
anybody, it's going to be Elijah Moore. It's his second year with Zack Wilson. They had a good rapport last year. I think they just built off that. And it's hard for a rookie coming into an offense like that with a second-year quarterback, and he's just
Not that good.
firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely believe in Garrett Wilson more than the average person. I have a little bit of bias here as well. But
Of course.
either way, even without that, Garrett Wilson, I thought, was the best wide receiver coming out of college among all the wide receivers. And I do think he has legitimate talent. So I do think he could be top 35, but I'm also going to say cap for now just to be safe. If I'm being honest with myself, top 35 should not be where he's considered, but I think he has potential to easily finish there. Last but not least, Corey Davis is being slept on at his ADP of wide receiver 72 after averaging nearly 13 fantasy points per game in 8 games last season, where he played at least 50% of the snaps. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
We
Absolutely. As long as he can stay healthy, I like Corey Davis, but injuries have always been his issue.
Coming into last year, like there was a lot of hype between him and Zack Wilson. And I need to go back to last week 1's pod because he had 27 points. And I don't remember any hype. I don't even remember, but like
I remember Q being ecstatic. That's all I remember.
He went down right after that. I think he had 15 points only 2 more times in the 8 games that he did play. He could be the Crowder of this team, where like he's forgotten about because he's an older guy. But when he was on the Titans 2 years ago, he was like what AJ Brown was, similar, I guess.
72 is absurd. Like he's
72
just as good
really
as these as these other guys. Like he could lead the team. Like
Marvin Jones, he could be the Marvin Jones.
Marv is nice.
No, that's a compliment.
Marv is actually good though.
That's a compliment.
I think Marv's better than Corey Davis.
I agree.
Definitely.
But yeah, Corey Davis, I think he's being slept on at his ADP, but I wouldn't take him much higher than 72 anyways. Like I'd take him as like a late round wide receiver 6 flyer. Like
yeah.
It can't hurt to draft him.
Yeah. But around that time, I'm also kind of shooting for the moon, and I don't know if Corey Davis is shooting for the moon.
Do you think Julio will be
low
around
risk, mid reward?
Yeah, mid reward. I think I'd take Julio over Corey Davis.
Oh my God, definitely.
So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Finally, we can all agree on something.
Yep. All right, let's do some bold takes, favorite targets. Matt, what do you got?
All right. I'm going to be pretty bold and say that Breece Hall finishes outside the top 25 running backs. Like I said earlier, I don't think he's going to be like the true workhorse. Like Sean said, I could still see Michael Carter being decently involved in this offense, getting like 10, 15 touches a game. Who knows? He might even get goal line work and steal some touchdowns away from Breece. But Michael Carter was just too good for the Jets to be like leaving him on the bench. And I think the Jets are going to be down a lot as well. They don't have the greatest defense, so I think Zack Wilson will be forced to throw. And I don't know if Breece Hall is going to be heavily involved in that. Not too sure, honestly. But I don't know. Rookie running back on the Jets offense, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I respect it.
The Jets did just sign K1 Alexander like 20 minutes ago. Maybe their defense will be good.
It changes everything.
Breaking news.
20 minutes ago. I'm a little late, but I am targeting Breece Hall. I guess it's back and forth with the love here. Mike Clay, I saw that he projects him to have about 240 touches, which is what the Jets running backs combined for last year, all of them. So, and every running back who at least passed that threshold finished a top 15 running back, I guess, because of the work that they did with those touches. So that's all I need to see to take Breece Hall, not Bryce Hall, definitely not Bryce Hall.
You're drafting Bryce Hall.
God, my running back would be ass. He'd be doing the
0 points a week.
2 TikToks. Yeah, Breece Hall, I think he will finish a top 20 running back.
All right. I like it. Exact opposite from Matt. T-Gods, what do you got?
Well, I'm definitely with Matt. Okay, so this is like a little crazy, but I'm going to say that the Jets have...
This is absolutely crazy.
Okay, but it's not. But it's really not. I'm saying the Jets have 0 startable fantasy players. And, like, yes, I get it. No, bro, no, don't even laugh because I get it. Their wide receivers are, like, they're all right. They're pretty good. Like, Elijah Moore, sure. Like, Corey Davis could be all right. But, like, there's, like, too many, like, mid-player mouths to feed in this offense. Like, they have a lot of weapons, but, like, it's already going to be a shitty offense. And, like, who's going to get all the love? Like, who's the main guy here? Who is it? Who's the leader of this team?
CJ Uzama.
Like there isn't one. It's like
That's the oldest.
it's like with like the Chiefs. It's like a Byron Pringle. It's like a full team of Byron Pringles. It's like you're just taking a long shot. He might get
anticipated to be
like he
Brees,
might
but we'll
score.
see.
He might score this week. Like who knows? Like, bro, there's not like a guy. There's not like an AJ Brown. There's not like that one like good ball. There's none of them. I just don't. Sure, like you could like start him a week or two just because you need him on like a bye week, but like I don't think there's any consistent player like Jets player that you can just lock in your offense every single week. I don't think there's one.
Players with more upside on the Jets than there are the Patriots, though.
I like that.
Keeping inside the division at least.
I mean, I'd agree.
I
I'd agree.
Aside from the whatever running back ends up being the Patriots running back might be safer. That's all I could say.
I don't know about that.
But there is more upside on the Jets. We'll see. All right, T-Gods, bold take. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say there's a new alpha on this team, and it's going to be Garrett Wilson. He is going to finish as the number 1 wide receiver on this team and a top 30 wide receiver overall. I know I just said a little bit of cap when it came to him being a top lock for top 35. I don't know if it's a lock. This is my bold take. I do think he has the potential to be the number 1 on this team and finish top 30 overall. I think he's going to be playing more out of the slot, and Garrett Wilson with Zack Wilson dumping it off over the middle and whatnot. I think he's going to get a lot more targets this year and play into that Jamison Crowder role when he was healthy last year and kind of forgotten about. Garrett Wilson's going to put up solid numbers in this offense. Elijah Moore, after last season, is going to take away some of that attention early in the season. Corey Davis being back as well. Garrett Wilson might get mixed in here a little bit. I just like the talent. I'm a true believer in the talent at Ohio State. Him and Olave were both very good, and Wilson was the number 1 there. Give me him here in the Jets to take over as the number 1 as well. Lock it in.
Don't lock that in. Nobody lock that in. Nobody lock it.
Keep the key in, but don't turn it.
Yeah.
We shall see. Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins. Probably one of the most polarizing quarterbacks to talk about this offseason, Tua Tagovailoa. Got added one of the best wide receivers in the NFL with Tyreek Hill. But focusing on Tua, is he now a lock for a top 15 fantasy quarterback?
No.
I think I had him ranked at 15.
He's at 15. He is at 15. So
that's because there's risk.
Sean's saying he's a lock. I could see it in his eyes.
Nah, I have him at 15 as well, but I don't think
he
it's a lock.
He has a couple really good weapons on this team. I think he could be a lock for top 15.
Could.
And with his running ability too, it only helps you in fantasy. I mean, why can't he be top 15?
Yeah.
He can't not.
He definitely has the potential to be top 15. There's no doubt about that, especially with this offense. I think this year is a prove-it year for Tua. I think Tua needs to prove that this year that he is the QB1 of this team. With all of the weapons he got added, offensive line got a little bit better. Tua needs to come out and ball out and put this team at least in position to make the playoffs, but also show that he's not incompetent, show that he's a QB1 for this team.
I just feel like I haven't seen anything to make me believe that he's going to be that good.
What do you mean? Tyreek said he's the most accurate quarterback in the league.
Do you believe that?
No. Same thing as Devontae Adams saying he's going from one MVP to another.
No, Hall of Famer to Hall of Fame. Yeah. That's even worse.
That's crazy.
Even worse. Yeah.
Yuck.
Tua, potential to be top 15, potential to be top 12. Not a lock, though. Definitely some risk. I'd rather take him as a QB2.
He really should finish over Jalen Hurts because what he has around him compared to what Jalen Hurts has around him, but he's not going to.
Jalen's is pretty good now. AJ Brown, best.
I mean, I'm taking Jalen Hurts regardless. I'm just saying there's no reason Tua should be that far behind him if he has Tyrique Hill, Jaylen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, and can run. But I just don't believe it.
I would agree that his offense also got a boost and he needs to prove it too. So Jalen Hurts is in a similar situation where he needs to prove it as well.
Yeah, he's outie.
To me, prove it to me, please.
I believe already.
Philadelphia.
All right. Speaking of Tyreek Hill, going from Mahomes to Tua is obviously a downgrade, but how much of a downgrade is that for Tyreek? Is he outside your top 5 now, top 8, top 12? Where did you rank him? And how confident are you in that ranking?
Number 7.
I have him at 8. There's a couple guys ahead of him that just they're in a better quarterback situation and not really as much competition for targets on their team. Like Sean said, obviously going from one of the best quarterbacks in the league to turn the ball over. But I still have faith in Tyrique. I think he's going to have a great year, just not as good as he would if he was still on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I have him at 8 as well.
Mm-hmm.
You take him over Keenan?
I have him over Keenan, but I don't know how much I believe it.
No, Keenan over.
I might have to move Keenan up.
Yes.
I'm just, I don't know how much I believe in it. Like I have him at 8, but I'm also about to say,
it's just because his name
take something very different. So it's the name, it's the speed, it's the, like, any play Tyrique can take it to the house, whether you hand it off to him, dump it off to him, or
they're going to need
to
be
he's going to be all over the field no matter what. Like, as long as he's healthy as well.
I feel like he's going to be like a better like Tyler Lockett. Yeah, that's what I think he's like. Reek's going to be this year, like just like
or like peak Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
that's just a big downgrade. Well,
peak Deshaun Jackson was pretty decent in fantasy. He had like 10 touchdowns.
Maybe he'll just be what Waddle was last year. I can't say that though because of what my target is, but just the top.
I don't know if he'd be like what Waddle was last year because I don't think he's going to get that much volume. I think Waddle's still going to be Tua's go-to guy.
I hope so.
But Tyrique's still going to be like the more big play, more explosive, and also going to get probably around the same target share as Waddle. So we'll see. It's going to be close. I'm definitely taking Tyrique over Waddle right now, but we'll see how I feel about that in a minute.
Where would you rank Tyrique if he was still on the Chiefs right now? Would it still be 1?
I wouldn't have him
not
at 1.
Would you have him at 2?
4.
Probably 3 or 4.
Behind Chase.
That's close. I'd have it really close with Chase. I might put him over Chase.
Over Chase?
I'd put J. Jeff and Cooper Kupp for sure ahead of him.
Yeah.
And then after
it has
that,
to be Reek.
Has to be Reek.
I think I'd put Reek there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd put him over
Okay.
Chase.
Do you not agree?
I don't know. No, if he was still on the Chiefs, that team would just be going down further than it already is.
I forgot you hate the Chiefs.
Yeah,
and look at them. They're all leaving.
We'll see.
Mahomes on the Eagles next year.
Mike Gesicki, tight end 1 on this team, benefited last season from being one of the few competent pass catching options. But now with Tyrique there, can we expect another good season from him now that he's going to be one of the 3rd or maybe even 4th pass catching option? Where did you rank him? And is he a target for you?
Or becomes
12.
Same. Or he's a similar role to Kelsey where he's just as involved.
I honestly love Mike Gesicki this year. I think it only helps him that there's 2 good receivers on the outside. So he's just going to cook whatever linebacker / cornerback 3 is guarding him. Just like Q's argument with Julio, he's going to get the runt of the litter for whoever's guarding him. And Mike Gesicki is one of the most athletic tight ends in the league. We've seen it in the past. A red zone monster. So I think, honestly, he benefits from the addition of Tyrique.
I don't know if I'm sold.
I don't know if I'm sold either. I'm trying to think right now.
And my reasoning for that is I don't know if Tua can support 3 very fantasy relevant players. I think Gesicki's going to be a little bit more touchdown dependent this year. He's not going to get as much target volume. I think he's going to get higher quality targets because, like Matt said, he's going to be routing up linebackers and corners, but it's going to be Waddle and Tyrique as the main focuses. They're going to try and run the ball. Gesicki may become less involved in this offense than I want him to be. I still have him at 15. I still think he's going to be relevant, but I don't know if I could put him in my top 12. Lock it in, guys.
I wonder if Matt Collins is still on the team.
Why do you care about all these irrelevant?
Because
I don't even know who that is.
Matt Collins?
What? You know Matt Collins?
Matt Collins. I thought you said Matt Collins. I was like, who's Matt Collins?
Matt Collins.
Oh, Matt Collins. I don't think he's on the team.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but
they added Cedric Wilson, wide receiver.
Who cares?
He was good last year.
Cedric Wilson was good. You're sleep.
Yeah, but he's on the Dolphins. He can't support 3 guys. Two was going to support 4, including Cedric Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's going to support 4, but I don't think he's going to support 3 either. We'll see. Gesicki, more of a low end tight end 1 at best for me. Then top 10.
Bud.
Whatever. All right, let's do some cap or no cap. First one, Chase Edmonds is the lead back here and should be a lock for a top 25 running back. Cap or no cap?
Big cat.
Big cat.
Cap as well. Just can't
If
believe
anything,
it.
it'll be Sony.
I have Chase Edmonds at 34.
I'm 33.
I am not a big Chase Edmonds fan.
I like
I
Chase
am.
Edmonds.
I
I
rewrote
like
your
Chase
ranks.
Edmonds.
I just need him to stay healthy, and I don't think he's a true number one. So he's always going to be in a mixed backfield.
Yeah.
But we also haven't seen him or Mostert on this team finish a full season in a while.
So that makes me nervous. Can't be a lock for top 25.
Nope.
Next one, despite adding Tyrique, Jaylen Waddle is still a lock for another top 15 wide receiver season. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
No cap.
Cap.
I'll wait till I talk about my target. But
You
I want to
think
say
that
no cap, but I have him at 16, so I don't want to cap.
y'all better just move Tua up then if you're coming like that?
I got Tua at 15.
There's no way there's going to be 2 top 15 guys and Tua is still going to finish around 20. No.
I have
True.
I have
True.
Tua pretty high. I think I have him at 13. No, I lied. I have him at
You
15.
lied right to our faces.
we literally talked about this
Sorry.
before.
I know. We talked about it like 5
I
minutes
know.
ago.
I know.
I forgot already.
I did.
So yeah, that might be right. That might be right. I don't know if he's a lock for top 15, but I think he's definitely got the potential to be there again.
Potential, sure. Lot.
But lock, I have him at 16. I'm confident, but I'm not fully sold. But I'll talk more about that in a second. All right, last one. Sony Michelle is a steal at his current ADP of RB60, 193 overall.
He is
No
the third
cap.
running back on this team.
He will be the starter. We saw what he did last year with the Rams. He was better than
All right, he was
Every-
not better than Daryl.
Or Cam.
He just
When
got
Cam
work.
was healthy.
and look what he did with the work.
He,
He was good.
he struggled.
He will
He
be
was
the
alright.
best running back on this team.
Cap
But
to
definitely a steal.
everything that was just
I
said.
think if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be Mostert.
Well,
I don't think Mostert's going to stay healthy. That's why I
Me
think
either.
Sony,
Let's not hope that or think that.
all right. I really hope Mostert and Edmunds both stay healthy. But Michelle is the one that's proven that he's a little bit more healthy than the others. He was also pretty decent last year. I don't think he was better than Henderson and Akers, but I think he showed that he is a competent running back. He's not like someone that's going to blow you away or be like a great pass catching running back, but he's someone, if he's getting 12 to 15 carries a game, can put up decent fantasy numbers and find the end zone relatively often.
It's going to be Ahmed.
Stop.
Salvin.
Miles Gaskin.
Dalvin
Oh
Ahmed.
my god. I don't want to hear Gaskin's name at all this year.
Me either.
I want Sean to try and pronounce Tua's full first name again.
Let's
No, you
not
made me
go
do
there
that last
again.
time.
Let's
Let's
not
never
go
do
there
that.
again.
I can't do it. All right. I just can't. Bold takes, favorite targets. T-Gods, start us off.
So my bold take, it's not even bold. Like, let's just face it. There's going to be no startable running backs here. None. They have 7 on their roster right now. I'm sure some of them will be cut, but like they're not even bad guys. Like Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michelle, and Miles Gaskin. Like they could all start on a team. Like they're not great, but like they could all like
They are
be a
startable.
starter. And like Ahmed, like whatever. Jared Dokes.
He's like RB6.
And Zaquandre White. It's just like I just wanted to say
That's a
their
big
names because it was funny.
clusterfuck in
They
the
they had
backfield.
2 good names, but yeah, it is a clusterfuck, and like it's just like the biggest headache. Like I'm staying away from all of them. They're all like good, but they're good like alone. Like it's like there's too much going on here.
Unfortunately, they'll never be alone.
I know.
'cause they have
There's not gonna
7
be
of them.
enough volume for one of them to be like the clear cut. I'm starting this guy this week.
Yeah, I mean, with the what's it called? The running backs themselves, there is a new head coach, which does change it up a little bit. So last year, Brian Flores was a head coach that really hold on, I'm losing my train of thought here. Flores came from the Belichick head coaching
Defense
tree, made
guy.
it more unpredictable for running backs. Still going to be unpredictable because he's also now they have McDaniel coming from the Shanahan coaching tree. It's always unpredictable, but either way, I think there's going to be a startable running back, but it's going to be tough. You're right. Too big of a headache to even do it.
You have to draft
Let
like all
somebody
4
else deal
then.
with that
Just
headache.
draft all
Yeah.
4 of the running backs.
Just take them off.
No, dude.
Load up. Yeah,
No,
you might
thank
be right.
you.
All right, Q, what do you got?
Does Kyle Juszczyk score more points than Myles Gaskin this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he? I don't. If he's on the 49ers, then definitely. But
You
might score more
noise.
he might score more than 4 of these running backs, maybe 5. But I'm targeting Jaylen Waddle this year. Last year he had 5 or more targets in every game but 1, and we would be talking about him as a top 12 wide receiver, I believe, if Tyrique wasn't on this team. I'm looking at the positives. I think Tyrique will take away some of the coverage that Waddle was getting last year because of the number 2 was probably Mac Hollins, or probably one of like little speedy punt return guys. So obviously they weren't much of a threat. So I think Waddle is bound to be have a top 15 finish, regardless of Tyrique being there.
All right. I like it. Do you guys disagree?
I do disagree, but I was just going to say nothing. You had nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all.
All right, Matt. What do you got?
All right. I switched mine up a little bit because it seemed like we were on the same page. It was originally going to be Waddle and Tyrique both finished top 15, but it doesn't seem too bold anymore. So my favorite target on this team is the third pass catcher, and that is Mike Gesicki. Kind of already pleaded my case earlier, saying that Waddle and Tyrique are only going to create space in the middle for Gesicki to do his thing. I still think he's going to be the main red zone target for Tua. He's a big body. I mean, like I said, he's athletic. He can go up and get it. You throw him the 50-50 balls, he's most likely coming down with it. And they're not going to be able to really rely on this run game, even though they have good running backs. When's the last time the Dolphins had like a steady startable running back in the
JJ?
Okay, that was
a
piece of glass.
Lamar Miller.
No way.
Lamar was solid.
Reggie Bush. They did too.
Lamar was RB4 with the Dolphins.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, he was. That's when he was elite. I'm sorry.
That was elite Lamar. All right, go ahead, Matt.
But I still think Mike Gesicki is going to get enough volume to keep himself relevant and have a very good year this year.
All right.
All right, Tua, lock him in top 2.
All right, I'm going Super Bowl with my take. Jaylen Waddle finishes over Tyreek Hill. I don't believe in Tua's deep ball. I believe this is going to be more of a dink and dunk offense, similar to what we saw with the 49ers the last few years, with more of the passes out of the backfield to Debo and not many taking it over the top. I don't think Tua is one that can do that. Jaylen Waddle is going to be Tua's safety blanket. We saw him catch 100 passes in his rookie year. He was a wide receiver 13 last year. I still think he has the potential to be that good again. And Tyreek Hill, I think, is going to be more inconsistent with the Dolphins than he was with Patrick Mahomes targeting him all the time. I think there's a shot Waddle finishes over Tyreek Hill.
Hey, guys, how do you feel about that one?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I like Waddle this year. I just think he's going to, like, they have that rapport already built. Tyreek Hill getting a little older, losing Patrick Mahomes, QB that doesn't throw the deep ball as well. I'm nervous, a little nervous. Like I said, I wasn't as confident where I ranked Tyreek. May move him down a little bit. We'll see. All right. Trivia. Q, let's do it. Any questions in the chat, drop them. I saw a couple earlier. I will come back to those. Any other ones, feel free to drop them in. We'll come back to them. But we're doing trivia for now. What do we got, Q?
Got 3 good questions. I actually had the time today to make some good ones. So, all right. So first question, which of these divisions, there's only 2, has had more total wins last year? So we've got the AFC East, this division right here, or the NFC East. So if you combine all the wins together from each division, which team had more total wins?
So which division?
Yeah, the AFC East or the NFC East?
Lock it in. Has to be. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm scared.
Bro, it
Locking
has
it
to be.
It has to be Q bias. NFC.
I put
answer?
AFC. I put AFC.
It's the AFC by 2 wins.
All right.
The Dolphins went on that crazy, like, winning 9 out of their last 8 games.
They had 9 wins.
9 out of 8.
Yeah,
Giants, Jets both had 4. Commanders had 7. Eagles had 9. Pats had 10. And then Cowboys and Bills had 12 and 11.
Yeah, I thought the Bills is what pulled it for me. I was like, the Bills were so good. Dolphins were close. The only thing that scared me is how bad the Jets were. But
I was just going for the
They
Q
squeaked out
bias.
a couple.
I knew that it was coming. Well, I knew that someone was gonna think
T
that.
God's
so.
played.
I always
you got
will. I
played
will
on the Q bias.
Do it 100% of the time. No, I didn't even get played. Q played himself for making the whole bias thing in the first place.
It's a narrative.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
All right. Next question here. So last year, Myles Gaskin had 173 rushing attempts, which led the Dolphins. Who came in second with 83? So who was second? Which running back was second in rushing attempts that had 83? To Myles Gaskin, somehow he had nearly 100 more rushing attempts.
I don't even remember who was on this team, dude.
I think it's this any bowls.
And he's
oh
not.
my God, was it that bowl?
We've talked about him
The anyest of
this
any
year.
bowls.
We've at least mentioned
this
his
year?
name once this year. Well, no, it's from the most recent year, but we've talked about him in the offseason at least once. We've said someone has said his name before.
I don't know.
But
Someone
it may have been
easily
like-
could have said this bowl.
Oh yeah, maybe. No, we're not talking about him. Like we've never had a segment on him.
Okay, well, I wrote this bowl. I think I'm wrong, but whatever.
I wrote the anyest of any running backs.
You got-
on the
you still
Dolphins
going?
last
No,
year.
I'm good.
All right, so it was Phillip Lindsay.
Oh fuck! I wrote Phillip Laird. I don't even think
Wait,
that's
he had
his
83
first name.
that's like-
carries?
Yeah,
Wasn't he on the Texans? He switched mid-season. I forget.
maybe they took the Texans carries, but that's when I looked up Dolphins. Like that's what it came up on, like an official Dolphins website.
Interesting. Phillip Lindsay. What
I'm bamboozled.
a bump.
Phillip Laird. That's like the fullback.
I know. There was. I don't know. I got the first name right. Give me half a point.
Outrageous.
That was outrageous.
I put Savon Ahmed.
Me too. He had 54 attempts.
Darn.
Shit. Forgot Phillip Lindsay was even on the Dolphins.
I didn't even know because I
I
thought he was
wouldn't
on
have
the
known either.
Texans. I don't know when he switched, but either way, good question, Q. You got me.
All right. Well, hopefully I get you with this one too. So, which of these running backs is being drafted the earliest based on their ADP?
Sean knows it.
Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, Devin Singletary, and Rashad Penny. Which of these running backs is being drafted the earliest or first based on their ADP?
Damian Harris, who?
Miles Sanders, Devin Singletary, and Rashad Penny.
It's got to be.
I think
Sean?
it's
Urban.
I'm pretty sure this is the name I see first in damn near every mock.
close.
It is close. They're all in like a bunch.
Trust
Yeah.
me, I got close.
Scumbag.
I'm good.
I got mine.
It's probably
I
like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all in a
Well,
row.
I'm sure that T guys went with the bias method. It is Miles Sanders at 20. So it's
There's at
bias
least
never
one a
fails.
week. At least one a week.
Miles Sanders 27, Damian Harris 28, Devin Singletary 29, and Rashad Penny 32. I just thought I'd go down a little bit before I put the fourth guy.
I said Damian Harris.
It was between Harris and Miles for me.
It should not be Miles Sanders.
Should easily
No
be
shot.
Damian Harris.
He should be the last of all. Maybe
Not
before
with
Devin
Stevenson
Singletary.
lately.
Oh,
Stevenson
he-
hype is going
he-
through the roof.
He dropped 7 pounds
Patriots
apparently.
are morons. Bill Belichick senile.
Was that the last one, Q?
That was.
All right, that's a wrap for the trivia. Good questions today, Q. I'm looking through the chat for some questions. I saw a couple. Dape said Elijah Moore over Corey Davis over Garrett Wilson.
I
I
agree.
Disagree. Eli, Wilson, Davis.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I
but It's
digress.
Wilson season.
my
bold take.
What does digress even mean?
The opposite of digest.
Dape said
That's
we
how
need
I
to
feel
do
about
a
your
live
take.
pod mock again. Dape, that
We
is
are.
coming soon.
Patience.
Stay tuned.
Young Padawan.
Um,
I saw
let's
Vince
see.
ask a dumbass question in
Vince
there.
said, would you recommend getting Tyrique and Waddle for this upcoming season? Getting both. I would say
I would not recommend it.
that's a little bold.
I hate having 2 players on the same team, let alone 2 receivers.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. No, thank you.
How are you guys so much like? How are you guys saying they're both going to be top 15? You guguys are so like on off, dude.
No. Give me Waddle over Tyrique. I
Tua's
sold
going to
myself.
be bad. Gasecki's going to be good. Tyreek Hill's going to be good. Waddle's
This
going to be
team
good.
is unpredictable.
This team is so unpredictable.
You have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be wild. I don't see any more questions. Dave, we know it was a statement. I thought it was an interesting statement. All right. That is going to do it. It's a wrap for the AFC East as a whole. We will be back next week with the best division in football, the
Who are we
AFC
starting with?
West.
You can compare. You
I have
compare
it on
any of these
schedule.
teams together, and it'll be interesting.
Exactly. I have it on the schedule. Hold one
Raiders,
sec.
Chargers.
That being
Raiders,
said, I hope Chargers is first.
Raiders, Chargers.
It is the Chargers and the Raiders. How did Matt know?
I'm a genius.
He reads the schedule.
He read
We don't
the
have
schedule.
a schedule.
Yeah, we do. You never read it.
No, I guess he doesn't read the schedule.
I never read the schedule.
I sent it months ago. Either way, Chargers and the Raiders next week. AFC West. We're also doing Broncos and the Chiefs. Going to be good episodes.
Tight end
Tuesday
ranks
and
tomorrow.
Thursday next week as well. So keep an eye out for that. We are not going to be live Monday. I have something at work. We're doing Tuesday.
Working for the man.
Working for the man. Like you just mentioned, tight end ranks coming out tomorrow. Wide receiver ranks came out today on Instagram and Twitter. QB and running back also came out earlier this week. So if you wanted to see our full rankings, go check them out. We will also do a round 2 of our rankings closer to the season for your draft with more updated edits. If you're still here on Twitch, throw us a follow, turn on notifications so you don't miss us. Throw us a sub on YouTube as well. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. And of course, social medias, like I just mentioned, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Super Fantasy Bros. You will find us. See you guys Tuesday. Peace.